Hey, Patreon. So I want to get this message out today. I was clearing some energies around Elon Musk today, and I know there was a lot of concern around what happened with U.S. aid and, getting into the Treasury Department, etc. So I'm going to read on that for you guys. The messages that I was getting is that in his energy field, I see Sergey Lavrov. I had seen him as a current owner who recently replaced Vladimir Putin. I was getting messages that Vladimir Putin is ill or sick in some way. And so it feels like Sergey has moved in as his replacement. I also keep getting references to Africa and their agreement that they had together. I want to say it was like around the end of last year, which I think directly ties into Elon Musk and the monies that are essentially funding him at this time. So I feel like energetically, what it feels like when I check in with the Treasury Department is that we've already been infiltrated by Steve Mnuchin. Okay. So to me, it just feels like it's the same playbook and it's the same thing. That's what it feels like energetically. Now, in terms of our country waking up, I think that's definitely what it's going to do. It's going to wake everybody up into the truth, but this has already been going on. Okay. Our country has already been infiltrated. I have gotten that many of us were already sold through their crypto trafficking network, their Wall Street crypto network, their global network. A lot of corporations signed on to this, connected to the NASDAQ, all the techies, Bill Gates, Epstein, Donald Trump, all of them. Now, when I say Donald Trump, it's like they took him out of the equation, but he is the main cat. Okay, he was the one who essentially was working with NASA, okay, and working with the Northern Lights to infiltrate the Northern Lights with Wonky Head. I saw him doing this, okay, I want to say a year ago. He was infiltrating higher dimensions. He was figuring out the glitching technologies. He was working hand in hand with all of them. Now, I don't know if they somehow replaced him, put somebody else in his body, which definitely could be the case, because the Donald Trump I know is a fucking psychopath, okay? And this man was fully a part of this agenda. Now, they're going to pretend in the next day, and the cleanup crew is going to come in and pretend he didn't do any of this, and that he's not going to take the fall. He's the guy. He's the fucking main guy. He is fully responsible for dragging us through the fucking dirt. And his business dealings and his failures have directly led to him selling off our country, piece by piece, human by human, okay? And he felt because he owed money that he could just sell off our fucking country and do whatever he wanted. And because he actually didn't take an oath to be the president, because he never actually won, I don't think he actually felt like he had any accountability to us. Because he was part of the one world order of dog shit, okay? And so right now, all of this stuff has to get to the light. But half of the world already knows it. It's our own country that is in the freaking dinosaur land, okay? Because they were completely gaslit and under mind control operations. They believed in the power of Donald Trump over the truth of what was really going on. And because they fell for these lies, not once, not twice, but over and over and over again, this is the reality that is now showing up with a fucking fake regime, a fake White House, okay? And every day they're fighting to the gamut behind the scenes with their technologies and their systems to manipulate the timelines so that this is actually showing up as a real reality. But it's not. It's a false timeline. So you could literally destroy their system within 5 minutes. And then all the energies will come back again. But Donald Trump infiltrated space alongside of Elon and Russia. So Elon was their little freaking dog. Okay, I have the moon card coming in. He was summoned to put all the fucking satellites in the sky. All right. They were all of them. Saudi Arabia, Russia, we're all trying to infiltrate Elon. And they did through a lot of money. They were successful through the infiltration. Okay. They were all very successful in it. I have the moon card. Okay. And the people who were in on it, I've talked about a million times. Okay. It's Lieutenant Thomas Bergeson and it's Mike Flynn and it's Bill Barf. Okay. Those are the ones. All right. Those are the big dogs that are in on it, and General Milley. And there's one other general that I can't identify who was also in on it that I found working against our country in a military facility somewhere. I saw him actively working against us, and I can't get a name on him because I don't know him. I thought he was Mattis, but it's not Mattis. He's different looking than General Mattis, and so I can't get a freaking... If I could get a name on this general, I would know, but he's actually the main guy under General Milley, but General Milley was fully aware of these operations because I saw General Milley in on them. So I would see them looking at the screens together. They had these large monitors and they knew exactly what was going on. So I just want to say there's a lot of cover-ups, okay, within the metaverse. They delete Akashic records. They delete information. They didn't know I had that information. So the minute I said it, I got chills. But if they have the information and they know what I know, they delete it out as if it never happened. That's how sick they are. These are full-blown Nazis. They're operating from a lower level of consciousness, a state of being. They operate out of panic and fear. They do not know how to operate out of higher energies because a lot of them are soulless at this point in time. And I've talked about Elon. He has a black alien in him. He has not been human for a long time. He sacrificed me through this system, through a space team that I thought I could trust. Okay. I thought it was an American space team I could trust. He might have already had infiltrated that space team at that time. I was looking for a way out. I felt like I was trapped, and it literally just ended up just effing up my entire life. I did a video about what happened to me on my channel. I think I titled it, you're never going to believe what just happened to me, or something like that. Maybe I'll find it, but that was Elon sacrificing me through monarch mind control, sex operations. And I believe that he was working in a coordination with a company, and this is for entertainment purposes only, in Oceanside, only because I was right next to Elon in Oceanside, and he moved my ass right from New Jersey, right next to him, okay? Right next to Tesla. I was a mile from Tesla. I could have walked to freaking Tesla. I had no idea that he was there, and it was before he moved the offices to Texas, which, hello, red flag, Texas, okay? That's where all the infiltrated FBI is. Those are all the whistleblowers come in from Texas CIA and Texas FBI, okay? And I noticed a strange company named Vibronics, and I felt like I was victim of something like that with the implant, okay? The vaginal implant, which Black Sunrise does a really excellent job explaining on her channel around the secret space programs. And we are victims, obviously, and we are designed to die for these people and be sacrificed. We are not meant to survive and go up the ranks. She, fortunately, was able to get the Neuralink out of her body and the vaginal implant out. And I have yet to stumble across that specific Nazi that will help me to get that stuff out of me. But I need to get her the info. But next to Vibronics was also a biotech company. And then I want to say the next town over was Lidos. And Lidos had a partnership with Lockheed Martin. Okay. And I was getting direct ties to Lidos, to Russian oligarchs in California. And I was getting direct ties to Seven, which was a group of programmers that were based out of Florida. Okay, I felt under very strong attack from Lieutenant General Bergeson when I was in Oceanside. I felt him monitoring me and hovering over me, owning me and torturing me, using and testing weapons on me as a beta lab rat. I also had very strong ties to Elon. I had dreams that he was lab testing on dogs, okay? And he was microwaving them, these beautiful dogs. I wanted to freaking cry. I wanted to kill him. I also saw a baby lab where babies were being tortured near Newport Beach, also run by an oligarch. I saw little children getting slaughtered nearby where I lived, in the like mass slaughtering of little children. I heard them come in on my headset around 2022 saying the kids are not performing as they're supposed to in terms of them not becoming good enough Nazis and that they would be essentially killed. And then I had the dream of when they were killed. This stuff is so dark, and I never wanted to like bombard the channel with this information, but it's like I feel at this point in time like I have to come clean and like bring it to the light, because people need to know who these people are. And I could literally pick these people out of a lineup. I can also tell you Tom Cruise was right next to me this entire time. Okay, he was battling me through their freaking Scientology fucking crazy batshit system. Okay, and so was Wilson Bethel. He was right there. He was warning me. He was warning me about who they were. Okay, he was warning me, and he had already was moving out of California. He was like getting the hell out of town. I have the Penske deal coming up again in coordination to this. I was part of a Penske deal. So I was being guarded by, I want to say, it felt like a Navy ship, but I also was getting Merchant Marines. I definitely saw Erik Prince, he's Navy, but I also was getting Merchant Marines. So I don't know if it was a Navy ship or what, okay? But I know that the owners of me and I feel Wilson, and I don't care, I'm going to say it, was Erik Prince. And Wilson looked like he was physically getting trafficked, okay? Where he was being trafficked through other countries, okay? And I don't care. I don't care. They don't want this information to get out. I don't freaking care. I don't freaking care. I have Wall Street coming in around that, okay? So I feel like there's just a lot of stuff that still has not yet come to the light. And I guess we have to keep talking. I knew California was under attack. And, you know, it would be another year of me going through the abuse and torture of them telling me I wasn't good enough to be their mom, telling me I was making their lunches wrong. I had to disappear, you know, having Christopher Wray come after me, them telling me that I worked for the FBI, but then saying I wasn't good enough for the FBI. I mean, I just went through every freaking torture program you could even imagine. Like, I can't even. And meanwhile, I'm still on the front lines and I'm moving up the ranks, not even knowing I'm moving up the freaking ranks, okay? And dealing with a lot of other physical attacks on me and my family, okay? And having a father of my child completely like out to lunch, doesn't even believe anything is even happening when I have full-blown evidence of all of these crimes. And that's all by design, because he's a lab rat too, okay? They go after your inner circle. They go after them so that you don't have anyone in your corner. And you're literally battling the world alone. That's what it feels like, alone. But anyways, I guess that's kind of where we're at, like right now, in terms of like what's really going on, in terms of how to get control over Elon. It feels like Africa is a component, and that's why I did the video on Africa yesterday. So I would definitely go in and check on the Africa video. I have more communications that are going to be coming in around this. There's so many cover-up jobs. So many cover-up jobs, guys. So many contracts, so many payoff monies that are involved in this. It's, you know, so much stuff out of Manhattan. Ten of Swords, see? Maybe the situation is going to start to come to a close in some way. It's coming in through the Air Force, though, okay? So maybe that's just the missing key. Ten of Swords. And maybe that's kind of how it's going to come in, is that we're going to find out where the holes were within our military and how they got in. I'm also getting Elaine Chao coming in with transportation. So I don't think it's a coincidence that right after Elaine Chao, all this stuff started just like hitting the fan with you know, trains derailing and, you know, all of this stuff that's been happening, obviously, with transportation. So that's coming in really, really strong. She could have been part of an infiltration with the Huawei technology. The Huawei technology was at all of the Air Force bases. I want to say it was like 21 Air Force bases. That was cell towers that could have been compromised by the Chinese. This was around 2018, I believe, that this started coming into our vicinity, into our country. This is a really big one here, okay? And she was transportation at this time. So this could have been an infiltration on our military, which was brought to the light. A lot of these articles, guys, were scrubbed, I want to say as well. Something to note, I cannot find a lot of these articles that were up at that time. So just something to be aware of. They have attacked our freaking media. They've attacked our news. And you know, a lot of the news stories I find now are updated news stories. I can't even find the original news stories because they scrub the information. But that's the level of the psychological warfare we are under right now. So I have bad cops coming in around that, which I knew there were bad cops. I don't know if that's linked to the suicides in the LAPD. And then I have an avatar system, which is how they are directly affecting us physically, you know, attacking our energy fields through an avatar system. And I feel like it's a DNA imprint, okay? It's like an imprint or copy of our DNA, a clone of our DNA. And that's how they create the avatar version of us it feels like an animatrix system that is living, and they can send programs to it, okay? In real time that can affect us. So hopefully more and more of this stuff comes up. I have Bethany Adoption Agency tied to this. This is Erik Prince's sister, Betsy DeVos, okay? And she was head of education during the Trump presidency. We were fully under attack during his presidency, okay? Missing children is coming in around Betsy DeVos. And the radio towers connected in. So that's the trafficking. All right, I even have media buyout in Texas. So thanks again for watching, subscribing, and sharing. I greatly appreciate it. I'm sending you guys so much love and blessings. Thanks for being here and supporting me. Thank you for all of your donations. Thank you for donating to my PayPal, Venmo, and thank you for all of your donations through YouTube. YouTube, I don't get the payments right away, and it's harder for me to track the accuracy of the payments because they come in along with the ads. So I don't trust YouTube. Like, I don't know if I'm getting scammed through YouTube in any way. But thank you for supporting me here. Your donations help me to survive, to have food, to freaking have gas in my car, etc. So as a targeted individual through these trafficking programs, it goes a long way for people like me. So be sure to continue to support victims of these programs. Thanks again for being here. I will continue to share messages with you all, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.